And good morning and welcome to the launch of Hazel's additional collection to her backgrounds and textures collection. I'll work it out in a minute. Right, let me refresh my computer and hopefully that will have worked. And good morning. Okay. I'll make sure that's plugged in. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining me. Morning, Hazel. At last, it's arrived. Oh dear. And good morning, everybody else. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Just give people a chance to come on because I was a little bit early, and then my camera wouldn't flip round to go landscape, and it's like, I don't need this today. I've been sitting here tapping my fingers waiting for 9:30, and please work. Okay, so this is the additional items, and these are actually the items that you asked us to bring out, so we're hoping that we've done the right thing, which I'm sure we have. This is just going to extend what you may already have from Hazel's existing collection. So whether it even going back to All About the Girls and All About the Boys, all of these will work in. There'll be elements in all of the stamp sets that you could bring into this beautiful addition to the backgrounds and textures collection. So I'm going to run through a few little bits, and then I'll flip the camera, show you all the goodies, and yeah, I will tell you exactly and show you all the amazing inspiration, because the design team have just blown me away yet again. They do it every time, so be prepared to be impressed. Okay, so I just want to run through that. The products went live at 9 o'clock, or they were available to go live at 9 o'clock. The list of stockists who have the products are obviously Dragon's Papercraft, so Hazel and Paul. There's also Wow Embossing Powder have them, and Hixie Soft Crafts, Craft Stash, Craft Bliss, and Luby Crafts, and they are winging their way to Simon Says Stamps in America as well. I have made the Pinterest boards live, so all the DT inspiration that you're going to see is actually on the Pinterest boards for you to see later. And pin away for your ideas and everything. I also want to tell you that Hazel's going to be on at 10 o'clock sharing her samples, so I don't have any of Hazel's samples, she's got all of those, and also like her thoughts behind the collection as well. And then she will be back at 4 o'clock, and she's going to be getting creative, and I will be back at 8 o'clock, and I'm going to be getting creative this time rather than just sharing more inspiration. So I've got a lot of inspiration to get through. I think what I might do as well is maybe over the weekend come on and do another live and actually do a little bit more in-depth looking at the cards, because they are so beautiful. There are so much detail in them, and I think just a quick flick through doesn't do them justice. So I'm seeing lots of comments saying people have ordered already, so thank you so much. That's so kind and just shows what faith you have in us. So let me flip the camera and we'll start looking at the goodies, the good bit. Bear with me. Okay, so first up is this is our birthday sentiment stamp and die set. So in here you're going to get isn't it silly? I've been fine all morning, and now when I've got to talk, I've got a frog in my throat. Never mind. So you're going to get this lovely happy birthday that is in the typewriter font in the squares. So again, this just matches in perfectly with everything that we've already done in the collection. You obviously get the die that's going to cut the wording out as well, and then you're also going to get birthday wishes, and the die obviously cuts your sentiment out. So when you just use the die, you're going to get the blocks. When you put the stamp on the top, you can use the stamp just by itself, and again with the birthday wishes. So really, really useful. And when you start seeing this on the inspiration on the design team cards. I think these are going to be ones that you're just going to be going for all the time. They look so lovely when you pick out the different colours in the letters, all sorts. It's just, yeah, absolutely fabulous. So that is the birthday sentiment stamp and die set. Then we've got, and this is what you all asked for, you all asked us to create the dies to go with the stamps, so we've listened and that's what we've done. But we've added a few little bits in here as well. So you've got your large butterfly, your medium and your small. You've got your element to cut out your butterfly wording, and you've also got a die that cuts out 5 squares. So if you want to use it with the alphabet stamps, so if you've already got the alphabet in the square alphabet set, these stamp onto these dies absolutely perfectly. And then this is done for butterfly, but if you have a word that has got the same amount of letters, there's no reason why you can't stamp your letters on there and die cut your own words out. So this is what it looks like when you actually combine the die with the fabulous stamp set. And they just die cut absolutely beautifully. And I've just used it to put my name so that you could see that those alphabet letters fit on there absolutely perfectly. So by buying the die, it's going to go with your alphabet stamps, but it will also work with your butterfly stamps. So you're getting, we wanted to make it as versatile as possible. So I'm going to leave it like that one. So that's the butterfly. And then with our dragonfly, again, you asked us to do dies, so we listened. You've got the large, the medium and the small. We've got the dragonfly word, and again we've got the 5 circles. So when you start using them with your stamps, they're going to line up perfectly, and also you can use the circle letters on the little individual ones. And we did it that it die cut 5 at a time, because then if you just do a couple of dies pass through, you can do most words that you would want to do. So that is the dragonfly. Then we've got 2 stencils, and oh, there is just so much you can do with these. They're not just really stencils. We think that this is absolutely perfect to use as an alignment tool for when you're stamping your letters onto the squares. You just line up your letters in the squares on the stencil. So yes, it is a stencil, and look how beautiful that looks. And then you can do little bits, you can align your letters, and why not just have a soft background with the squares, but I've over stamped with some of Hazel's butterflies and her wording as well. Now I'm just seeing lots of comments coming up about, oh, I can't make my computer go back now. Pink dies, I know, and aren't they pink? When they said, are you sure you want that pink? It's like, yeah, I do want pink. But I have to say it is a little bit neon, but it's beautiful. So yes, the designer series dies will now be pink, and our regular dies are going to be teal. So there. So that is our square die stencil, and then we are also having a circle stencil, because we have, if we've got one, we've got to have the other, haven't we? So this one, I mean, it's just beautiful to add a bit of interest to your background. But again, you can use this as an alignment tool when you're lining up your stamps. Place your stencil down and stamp through the stencil. Just makes it so much easier to keep things straight. And again, I've used a little bit of it in the background, but I've used Hazel's dragonfly, the wording, a little bit of the letter medley. So they're going to create beautiful backgrounds for you as well. So they are the 5, let's move it up a little bit and maybe I'll be able to get them all in. They are the 5 items that create the rest of the collection. So let me move these out of the way, and I will bring in some cards to show you, because I have so many. I have sort of grouped them in products, but there's going to be bits that cross over. So this is a beautiful one from Emma Smith. She's used the circle die and die cut all those different circles in different cardstocks and papers. Isn't that amazing? She has so much patience. She really does. And again, using the happy birthday with the die, I just think that this is going to be such a go-to stamp and die set. I really do. So that's Emma's one. Yeah, I agree. We need to stop now. This is one that Joe did for my release. So again, they're going to work with any of the collections that you've got, not just for Hazel's. You know, they really are going to work with anything. And this one she's done beautifully with the white embossing onto black card. But how lovely does it look? It's going to be a really good go-to sentiment set. I love this as Philippa's. I love how she's stamped and coloured in each of the different squares on the wording in different colours. What a fabulous card. So many different ages that would appeal to. It's just absolutely fab. I love it. You know, whether they were 6 or 60, that card would be perfect. I love this one as well that Philippa's done. She's used the circle stencil. Oh, I don't know now. No, because that's got little ones. Or maybe this was the original circle stencil that we had a long time ago. But she's used the birthday wishes, and she's used some of the circles and put little kisses. How lovely. Really nice. And then another one that she's done here, where she's die cut out of the front of the card elements of the butterflies and the dragonfly, and then stamped them on the inside, again with the sentiments, everything. You know, it's really been thought out. We've used the same font so that it goes across the board. She's actually, this is flat, so this is Philippa has made a stencil from her die and coloured the background and then stamped everything flat on the top. That's a really clever technique, Philippa. I think you should show that at some stage. That's really clever. Okay, so let me move those out of the way. So they're sort of for the sentiment ones. And then I have a big pile for the butterfly one. Surprise, surprise. So this is one that I've done, and I've shared this morning. Look at my dirty, horrible desk. I can't get over how filthy that is. I am sorry. I didn't spot that. Let me put a bit of card down. There we go. That's a much nicer background. I am sorry. That was horrible. So this is where I've die cut the butterflies into the front of my card using the happy birthday sentiment and die. I love just colouring in the letters in different colours. I've die cut a butterfly and put it on the front, and then I've stamped, and actually I've die cut and put them inside in the different colours. So that's one I created. Another beautiful one that Philippa has done, lovely long card where she's used the die cut butterfly on the top, and she's used the butterfly, and then she's used the letters, but she's put her own letters on there. So the stamp that we give you says butterfly, but she's used the individual letters to create Flutterby. So again, like I said, if your wording has 2, 4, 6, 9 letters, then you could use that as to put your letters on. What's birthday? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you cut one off, you can stamp birthday on there. There's loads of things you can do with it. It's fabulous. Love it. This is one that I've done where I've die cut my vellum butterfly, and I have heat embossed in polished silver. Isn't that just gorgeous? Onto the vellum. I had a frame left from a bit of die cutting, so I put a bit of acetate onto my card, and I've got a really nice inky background inside. Use my sentiment again with the polished silver, which I just love, and again just colouring those letters in the different colours. Just think it's beautiful. Got a lovely one from Emma. Now this is what, like I said, all about the girls. Emma's gone back and used the fern die to create her background for her butterfly. How gorgeous does that look? And we've got different layers. There's so many layers on Emma's cards. We've got gold foil at the back, then we've got glitter card, then we've got some orange card, and then we've got the vellum embossed butterflies. And it's for all of them. Every single one is the same. Just gorgeous. And again, the lovely happy birthday, but she's die cut it and laid it up onto a little bit of foiled card as well. Absolutely stunning. Then one that I created, I've used the background stencil, and I've used it as a tool to line up my wording. So I put birthday wishes on there. I've die cut a butterfly and put it on the top. And then I've also decorated the inside of my card, a little bit of the stencil, but again, I just love that stamp. I really do. I think it's going to be so useful. Used it here to create a background. So stamped it in the different colours, heat embossed one of them, and then just coloured in the different, using the different ink pads to colour up, to create the background. And again, I die cut my vellum butterfly, and then I heat embossed the polished silver on the top. Absolutely gorgeous. And that's from Wow, the polished silver. Then I wanted to create, I was going to put this in a frame, and I don't know why, I've totally forgot. But I used my stencil in the background, and I've used my letters that I've stamped through. So I've got home, family, and love. So they're fabulous to create pictures and things like that with as well. I've die cut my butterflies, so stamped and die cut those. I'm going to show a technique tonight of how I like to do it, so that I can make sure that I line the stamping up on my die cuts. And it's not foolproof, but it's much better than me trying to guess. So I will share that tonight when I do my little bit of making. Another one from Emma. So got beautiful fern again in the background. This time it's been die cut from a lovely sparkly glitter paper. It's beautiful. And this is actually a shaker card. She's actually got sequins underneath inside her butterfly wings. They're absolutely beautiful. We've got gorgeous gold embossing onto vellum, and then we've got the lovely goldy colour card as well. But an absolutely stunning card. Gorgeous. Then this is the one where I die cut my rectangle, which gave me the frame for my acetate card. And this one I've used liquid gold this time. Not liquid gold, polished gold. And again, I've used that lovely inky background. I just love this. And again, stamping and die cutting the butterflies. The dies just make it fabulous to die cut them. It's so easy. Yeah, just gorgeous. Another beautiful card from Emma. This is an easel card. I'm going to bring my camera up a bit, sorry. So sorry if you see any more mess. But a beautiful easel card. Again, with those gorgeous layers. We've got the foil, we've got the glitter, we've got the vellum. Lovely with the sentiment as well. And she's done the same with her dragonflies and her butterflies. So there's nothing, I haven't actually mixed one together, but look how beautiful they look mixed together. Another stunning card. She's used the scallop square as well from my dies to make her layer for the front. Even that on a card is just beautiful. Okay, so that's the butterflies. I'm not doing too bad. I was getting a bit worried that I was going to overrun, because I know Hazel needs to get on at 10. Right. So I've got some big projects to show you as well, though. Okay, so this one is one that I did really clean, simple. Again, die cut the dragonflies, and I've used the sentiment, but this time directly onto my card. So you don't have to use the die, but you've got that option too. I love this. Philippa's made this one. Beautiful vellum dragonfly with some of the other background stencils that we've had. Lots of elements from Hazel stamps. And we've got Happy You Day on it. So you can change the sentiment. You can make it what you want it to be. And I think that's the real beauty of, giving you the alphabet. You can really change it up. This is a beautiful one from Emma. Really clean and simple. Lots of splats in the background of all the different colours that she's used. And she's die cut her, heat embossed her butterflies. We've also got another layer of glitter card under here. They're all so dimensional. It's just gorgeous. And then with her, again, the lovely sentiment. I love how she's done the wash of the colours, the rainbow colours that she's used on her butterflies. And the little ones as well as the big ones. Really lovely. in one that I did, where I used the dragonfly stamp as a background, but then did it with the polished silver heat embossed ones just on the top, a big one, a little one, and a sentiment as well. And then another one that I did where I've used the technique that Hazel taught us with the drips, where you tap the ink so it dribbles down your card. Did a little bit of drawing, a little bit of doodling on my dragonfly, and again just inky background, and did the happy birthday, but I put glossy accents on it this time. So another way to really make it stand out on your card as well. Another beautiful one from Emma. We've got the happy birthday. She's cut into a piece of card all her die cuts, and then she's layered the dragonflies on the top as well, and they've been done in vellum with white embossing and glitter as well. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And a beautiful one from Philippa, where she's used the birthday stencil on a piece of inky background and stamped her dragonfly over the top, and then die cut those so they really stand off. She's used the sentiment to create a little bit of background. We've got elements from her stamp, from Hazel's stamps before, and this time we've got dragonfly dreams because because Philippa has been able to create her own sentiment for it. Then we've got another one here that I did with a little bit of stenciling. I didn't want to stencil all over, but I wanted to be able to put happy and birthday, which I used the stencil to line everything up, which is just brilliant. And then again an inky background and die cut my dragonfly, and I've used elements from the stamp set as well on there. Then we've got an all pink one where I use my dragonfly stencil that I've inked through that. I've used elements from her stamps, from Hazel's stamps, and just one onto watercolour card, a little bit of inking. It's so easy to create such lovely cards. Okay, then I've got this one that I created using the stencil, and I've literally just used the alphabet. I've missed the U out because you are my missing piece. I thought that was so lovely when I saw that. It's not my idea, I hasten to add. I saw it online, and I knew I wanted to copy it because I thought it was so lovely. And I just wanted to show you these very briefly. These are different things that I've created with the square stencil, where I've moved the stencil slightly, so it's going to give you a different look. So going from having, let me grab the squares up there under here. So we've gone from having just plain squares, and if you move the stencil slightly, look at the difference in the effect that you can get. And then one time when I was talking to Hazel on the phone, and she held the two stencils up together, and I said to her, oh, hold it there, we've got like flowers where the circle and the square overlapping. So I had to have a little play with that. So this could be cut out, and I could use that as a square panel on my card, or I could create a background. If you overlay the stencils, you can of course create a plaid as well. So that's again just moving the squares down. You can see the first square and then the second square. So depending on what colour you do first, which colours you put together, just bear in mind that if they don't blend too well together, let it dry in between. So yeah, so that's the stencils. Right, I think. Okay, so I've got a couple more big makes. Let me get these out of the way, and I think I'm going to be just about perfect timing. Okay, so this beautiful box Emma Smith has made. So we've got beautiful dragonflies, little butterflies. We've got wording in the background, a bit of glitter card. She's used the square. So Emma's made this box again. She makes everything from scratch. She's so clever. But we've got glitter, we've got vellum, we've got beautiful platinum sparkle embossing powder, and we've got that lovely lid to the box as well. So beautiful. It's quite hard to be able to show you it properly, but the work and effort is gorgeous. And then I wanted to show you Emma's typewriter again, because she actually die cut the dragonflies on here, and when I showed it to you the first time, I'd forgotten that she'd had the dies, but we hadn't had them available yet. And she's obviously used the letters as well. So if you hadn't seen it before, she made all this from scratch. She started with the sides and went from there. So just amazing. I struggle making cards. And then I have the most beautiful, and I don't know how I'm going to show you this, but I am going to post a little video, because Philippa has made the most beautiful butterfly mobile, and she's decorated a star, and then we've got beautifully decorated inky background, stamp and die cut butterflies, both sides, in all different colours, in all the colours of the rainbow. Absolutely beautiful, with some beads on there as well. We've got a little butterfly in the middle, but I will post a video, because I took a little video of it, because how do I show that? But how beautiful is that? Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, let me just flip the camera a minute and sit back down, get my chair. I don't want to sit on the floor. So I do want to say a huge thank you to the design team. So Kaz, who does stuff behind the scenes for me, to Emma Smith, to Hazel, obviously, to Joe Street, to Marion, to Philippa, but just to everybody. They're all amazing, and I couldn't do this without you. Please don't forget the Pinterest boards are live with all the lovely inspiration. Hazel's going to be on in 3 minutes. So I'm going to talk for another couple. Yeah, so don't go anywhere. I will have to end this, and then Hazel will come straight on after me, and she will show you all her beautiful inspiration. So just give us a minute to sort things out. And please don't forget they are available from Dragon's Papercraft, from Hazel and Paul, from Wow Embossing, from Hixie Soft, from Craft Stash, from Craft Bliss, from Luby Crafts, and they are on their way to Simon Says in America. So thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to watch Hazel, and then I'm going to sit and have a coffee and read all your comments and feel really lovely, I know. So you did ask us for them, so we did listen, and I can't wait to see what you create with them as well. So stay tuned for Hazel coming on straight after me. And then don't forget, she'll be back at 4 getting creative, and I will be back on at 8 getting creative. And then over the weekend I will come back on and just have a little slower look through all the cards, just so I can point some different bits and pieces out, because there is so much work that's gone into them, and it just seems really lovely to have a proper look at them. If you would like that is, I'm sure you would. And I think it's time that we had a little bit of a giveaway, so we'll have some giveaways as well, but we'll do that when I do a video over the weekend. Anyone who watches and comments on that video will be in with a chance of winning some of the design team cards. So right, I'm going to go because it's 59. Stay tuned for Hazel though, and thank you very much indeed to everyone for watching and supporting us, and especially if you've put stuff in your basket. So have fun, and I can't wait to see what you create with it all. Take care. Bye.